and we have another lovely guest with whom I'd also like to spend more time, but we have only very little time, and that is Phedon Papamichael. He has been shooting a number of commercials with Alexa in Arriraw, and before I'll ask him on stage, we should probably look at 2 of those commercials. So if we could, nope, sorry, one too many. So if we could please look at these 2 commercials.
Do you believe in yourself? Do you believe you can overcome your fears? Do you believe you tried hard enough? Do you believe you can get up if you fall? Do you believe you know your limits? Do you believe you can write history?
Not this time, my friend. Nespresso, what else?
So Phedon Papamichael was born in Athens and brought up in Munich. So the guy speaks German. So, and moved to America in the 1980s. He's worked on numerous movies, including Walk the Line, which won him the Golden Frog at Camera Image. Congratulations. Since then, he's collaborated with Alexander Payne on films Sideways, The Descendants, and Nebraska, which was shot with the Arriraw Alexa and earned him an Oscar nomination, as well as the BSC Best Cinematography Award. For George Clooney, he's shot The Ides of March and The Monuments Men. Now, let's start with the obvious question. These are commercials. Why Arriraw?
Does this work? Okay. My feeling is, especially now that the XT camera exists, if I can shoot Arriraw, why wouldn't I? I mean, I always want to shoot the highest quality possible. And usually production asks me, and I say I want to shoot Arriraw, and then we get to do it. And of course, the visual effects team always embraces that, and if there's a question about it, then I usually say, visual effects needs it. It does give you, obviously, additional abilities to zoom in, a certain percent, that reframe that directors like to do. So that's welcomed. And something like the Nespresso commercial is shot entirely on. It's actually on stage. It's an outdoor stage, but it's completely green screen. So we went and shot all the plates downtown Los Angeles, and that's all composited later. So they really wanted.
Okay, and that looks very different from the Milko commercial. By the way, what is Milko?
Milko is a Greek chocolate milk.
All right. So, but the Milko commercial looked completely different from the George Clooney commercial.
Yeah, I mean, the Nespresso commercial is a very, very high budget production with, incredible rigs and a lot of post work. The Milko was actually shot in like 4 hours. It's like 6 setups, and I shot on location in the Greek stadium where Olympiacos plays, and we had no access really to light anything. So I went in with a very small team with very few lights, you know, maybe two 4Ks that I'm pushing in from outside on that one wide shot, and everything else is just a little bounce card. And the only time, you know, we changed, actually I turned off all the bulbs when he walks down the hallway, and I just left on 2 bulbs. So, you know, the whole shoot only took like 4 hours, and it's just run and gun. And that's again where, you know, the Alexa and its low light capabilities really come in handy. And you know, I've learned to love it for that reason, just because I've changed my lighting approach. I mean, before where I had to, you know, explain to directors, you know, that we're working in this sort of darker realm, and, you know, this is going to be like this, and then this is going to be silhouette, and this is going to be 3 stops under. And then you basically are waiting to be able to, you know, see it daily as if he's going to be okay with it. You know, he can, in theory, agree to it, but, you know, then there's always the concern, did you go too far? Or are you entering a realm that he's not comfortable in? You know, that's something I really appreciate working with Alexa, because I can have a good monitor on set. I usually work with an OLED and have my LUT on the monitor fed back to, you know, the LUT that I set for the final product. But on the first show I shot Alexa, which was This Is 40, I said, okay, I'm just going to continue working the way I always have worked, and I'm going to go on set and use my meter and light it by eye, and then I would do that with my gaff, and then we would walk back to the monitor, and I discovered that it doesn't look good. It looks like there's way too much light on set, so I had to change my approach. And, you know, on that particular show, because it was a multi-camera show, I ended up working mostly from my DIT station or my own station with my monitors, and lighting off the monitors and communicating with the set via headphones with my gaff and AC. And now I've actually brought, you know, a high-quality monitor next to camera. I actually operate off it. I light off of it, and you do have to sort of work off a monitor, but it also gives you the ability to. Just because by eye, it's like the camera almost sees, you know, more than, you know, I mean, that I'm used to, you know, my traditional way of lighting, and it really allows me to explore the limits of low light and use and minimal light. And, you know, as we saw in Games of Thrones, I mean, you can work in the extremely low light situations, which really helps, you know, speed up. I mean, Nebraska was a very small show. It's also a limited package. We're on the road. So really, that's why, you know, we also chose to shoot Alexa, not 200 days, say, black and white film stock, because, you know, I'm carrying a much smaller package, and I'm able to move much faster.
Now, in Alaska is a black and white show, but you told me earlier that it was actually transmitted on television in color at some point.
Yeah, I mean, Paramount, who paid for the film, they required that we had a color delivery, which that we weren't too concerned with, because we actually just approached it like a black and white show, also from the production design and everything. But it did air. I guess Paramount, they own a cable network called Epix, and a couple of Sundays ago, they showed it in black and white at 7, and at 10 o'clock they showed the color version. And
did that upset you? I mean,
yeah, everybody sent me emails like, "Are you mad? Are you upset?" Because, you know, we never knew who they're going to show it to, and if they're ever going to show it. We couldn't find out. Actually, HBO, we were told HBO won't show anything in black and white. Which is,
we have to talk to Craig.
So, you know, I turned it on, of course, and we were at a friend's house, and I sort of watched it without sound while we were having dinner, and my wife says, "Wow, that looks great. It looks better than in black and white." So actually, I was curious to see, because I told my colorist, you know, I used all my DI time to perfect the black and white and really worked it, you know, with film grain and all that kind of stuff. So I didn't leave any time for the color version, but Skip, who had just done Monuments Men with, which was in color, I said to him, "Well, I just, you know, do whatever you want to do, whatever you wanted to do, and nobody let you."
So you didn't supervise the color timing?
I mean, Alexander said he poked his head in once, but we were, you know, have fun with it. Don't do what you would think you'd do with a black and white movie, like a really desat version. Maybe you should go like Kodachrome, you know, just have fun with it. And actually, I thought it was great, and I was thinking I should do all my color shows like this now, work off of black and white, you know, work with a contrast off the monitor, and then just add the color later. It really has a unique look. I really like it. Yeah.
Oh, excellent. Thank you so much.
I have to get the same colors back.
Thank you so much for coming.
Right.
Again. Now, last but not least, I have the last trailer. This is a compilation reel of a lot of stuff done in Arriraw. There's some commercials in there. There are feature films in there. And so before we end this, please, could we run the Arriraw show reel?
Around the world. chill. I'm sorry, that came across super creepy, okay? We will find him.